now we'll start with Mr. Paresh Goyal's keynote address. Now, before that, I would like to give a quick introduction about him. He's an officer from Indian Defence Service of Engineers, 1989 batch. Mr. Paresh Kumar Goyal is presently on deputation in Ministry of Road Transport and Highways as Director, Transport International Corporation and Establishment. He is an electrical engineer and graduated from University of Roorkee, IIT Roorkee, in 1989. He has served all across the country, including border areas in Western sector and any region, and has a rich experience of planning and execution of defense infrastructure projects. He has earlier also held the appointment of Director Road Safety in the Ministry of considerable time. Presently, he is dealing with the policy matters related to transport and international cooperation, in addition to establishment-related matters in ministry. Sir, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much. We would like you to begin.
Good evening, everyone. I am thankful to FADA for inviting me in this forum. Today's discussion, I was told, is basically related to the scrapping policy. We have been working on this policy since August 2021. Initial years of implementation of this policy, we were having COVID also. And the implementation was not done with that speed. But now the policy is really picking up. And as we move into discussion, I will let you know that what are the achievements in last few years, rather about 1.5 years, what are our achievements in this policy. We measure the implementation of policy with respect to 5 or 6 parameters, that how many registered vehicle facility we are able to create in the country, how many automated testing stations we are able to create in the country, then what is the state of incentives which citizens can get under this policy as we envisaged in the framework of this policy, and how many vehicles we are able to scrap. So these are the broadly 5 parameters on which we measure the implementation of this policy. Now it's really picking up. Can we have the presentation? I have a small presentation in which, yeah, thank you. We can have next slide. Next, please. So these are the broad topics on which, so if you see the progress on establishment of registered vehicle scrapping facility, you will see the spread is all over the India, but in the southern states, the spread is not that good. And now from the FADA point of view, when we met in last such kind of meet with FADA people, the RVSFs were only 10 at that time. But now, previous slide, please. Now we have 50 RVSF across 16 states. We are looking for new RVSF in north, if you say in the Rajasthan side and J&K, Himachal Pradesh, the spread is not good. On the west side, we are looking for more number of RVSF in Maharashtra. Major cities are Mumbai, Pune and Thane. Southern state, it's now picking up, but we need more RVSF in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana. And similarly on the eastern side, West Bengal, we have only 2 RVSF now. We don't have any RVSF in Jharkhand, and some of the northeastern states. We only, in the any region, we only have RVSF in Assam. So we have a good line of investors which are trying to establish RVSF in these states, but some problems are with states also. Some of the states have not nominated the registering authority, so investors are finding it difficult to get their facility registered with the state. Next, please. Next, please. So this policy is basically fitness-based. As long as your vehicle is fit, you can drive your vehicle without any problem. But if your vehicle fails in certain tests, which we known as end-of-life vehicle test, then you need to scrap your vehicle. So ATS, we are lagging slightly behind with our target. We need to create around 500 ATS to cover the complete country. But so far, we have been able to create only 44 ATSs, and that too in some around 10 states. Remaining states, some of the states are trying to establish these ATS under the PPP mode. They are really slow. They are not able to complete their RFP, and there are frequent date changes due to which the implementation is slow. You can see that we have very few ATSs in the southern states. Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka also. These are the major states, and including Delhi also. Delhi, we don't have the adequate coverage of ATSs. Some of the states are trying to establish these ATSs under the private mode. Those are Rajasthan, Gujarat, UP, Uttarakhand. So they are really able to set up in a faster manner. To increase the viability of this ATSs, we have also brought out a notification that in the districts where ATSs have been established, the vehicle fitness can only be done by the ATS and not by the RTO. We know we are having this system of getting fitness from the RTO, and RTO, they just see some of the functions visually and manually and give the fitness to the vehicle. So we want to change this system. We want to change this system to the automated testing stations where the vehicle is tested. The fitness is tested by the automated equipments. So as far as the citizen incentives are concerned, we have two provisions in our policy that up to 25% if somebody is purchasing vehicle against the CD. CD, as you know, that CD is given to a vehicle when the vehicle is scrapped. CD is basically certificate of deposit, and when you are going to purchase a new vehicle, you can get certain concessions in the motor vehicle tax against that CD. Second provision is also there that we have requested states to waive off the liabilities for such vehicles which are going to be scrapped. There are liabilities against the vehicle, like when you go for taking the NOC from the RTO, then they ask that you have to deposit this much of fee against the registration, the pollution testing fee, and the fitness testing fee, etc. So this acts as a big demotivation to the vehicle owner to go to the RTO and get his or her vehicle scrapped through a proper channel. So they scrap their vehicle with the unauthorized scrapping centers, and uh, they are not able to get these benefits. So we are continuously pushing states to implement these benefits to the citizens, and you can see that 14 states, the MB tax concession has been implemented, whereas 7 states have announced, but they have not implemented. Today only the Himachal Pradesh has also implemented, so we have 15 states now which have implemented the MB tax concession. As far as the waiver of liability is concerned, only 9 states have implemented so far. So this is also pending in another 9 states. We are pushing those states to implement these benefits as soon as possible so that the citizen can benefit from this policy. Next, please. If you see the state of scrapping of vehicles, so far we have been able to scrap around 69,000 vehicles from the registered vehicle scrapping facilities. Out of these vehicles, around 40,000 vehicles are government vehicles and 23,000 vehicles are the private vehicles. The intake of private vehicle is very less from these scrapping centers because of the reason that we have not been able to implement the MB tax benefit. In fact, the 15 states which I have shown in the earlier slide, they have also implemented these benefits in the last 3-4 months only. Now with 15 states coming on board, I hope that more and more private vehicles we should be able to scrap with the registered scrapping facility. Next, please. So, being a dealer who is working in the automotive sector, you can find a lot of synergies with this policy, because you are the touch point where the customer is coming, where a citizen is coming and inquiring various things. You can at your centers, at your dealer points, you can tell the person that what are the benefits they are getting from this policy. You can channelize his or her old vehicle to a registered scrapping facility so that the citizen can avail the benefit of these policies. So you can bundle all these things and offer to a citizen in order to transfer the benefit of the policy. The EPR policy, that is extended producer responsibility, is being driven by the Ministry of Environment and Forest. And they have brought out their draft notification, and I hope that it is going to be implemented very soon. We have the general elections, and their notification is out for getting the public comments, and I hope that after the election they should be able to implement the EPR also. So if you come and invest in the registered vehicle scrapping facility, it is, I hope it is going to benefit all of you. You can generate EPR certificates, and that would be required by OEMs, and I hope you can get benefited out of that. Another thing is that if you come forward and invest in registered vehicle scrapping facility, you can earn carbon credits and you can sell those credits. In the recent conference done by MRAI in Kolkata, I was told by some of the investors that they are earning very good from these carbon credits. They can be traded and they can be sold. So it is another very, I mean, a source of revenue for the owner of the registered vehicle scrapping facility. Next, please. Uh, we have also worked out some business case, and the details are available. Mr. Vinayak is here. He is from AT Kearney, and we have the detailed cases on the different type of RVSF. So we can also handhold you, and we can support you to tell you the various nuances of these type of facilities. Next, please. ATS also, various states are working on various models, because you know ours is a federal structure. So we have made provisions of in the policy that ATS can either be set up in the private mode, or they can also be set up in the PPP mode. So some of the states around, if I'm not wrong, around 14, 15 states, they are trying to set up ATSs in public-private mode. So in that also, some of the states are providing land, and they want some private person to come forward and establish the ATS, which may or may not be operated by the state authorities. In case they are being operated by the private person, then the state is going to pay some fee. In some states, the state is offering land, and they are telling the ATS operator to share the revenue with the states. So these are some of the different models, and states are working on that. But this kind of setup of the ATS by state is really slow. So that's why we are not able to create as many ATSs as required. But we have a notification that from 1st October 2024 onwards, all the commercial vehicles shall be tested by the automated testing stations. So these are some of the archetypes of ATSs. So you can have various combinations. There is no restrictions on lane. You can have 1-lane ATS, 2-lane ATS, 3-lane ATS. We have specified all the equipments as well as the dimensions, dimensions of the lanes. The other things you can set up as per the state guidelines or the technical requirement. So there is a lot of flexibility in establishment of ATSs. As regards to the utilization of CD, I would like to, because we are getting a lot of complaints from the private citizens that they are not able to utilize the CD when they go to a dealer. So there is a provision in VScrap portal that either you can utilize your CD by while purchasing a new vehicle, or you can trade that CD. If you are not going to procure a new vehicle, there is another portal which is DigiELB being run by the NEML or NCDX, on which you can trade your CD to another person, and everything is through IT system, and it is centrally stored in the Vahan, that Vahan 4 which we are having for the vehicle registration, the system owned by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So you have to click on a button that you want to utilize the certificate of deposit. Then only it will show in the system, and while purchasing a vehicle from a dealer, the tax calculation of the MB tax will be done uh, according to the notification of that particular state, that how much benefit one is going to get. If it is 25%, then the vehicle owner is going to get 25% concession in the motor vehicle tax. Or if it is lesser and capped, then according to the calculation of the motor vehicle tax is done and one can get benefit. So this is very important. I think we must inform all of you so that it can be communicated to the private citizens. Next, please. Next slide, please. So we require a lot of support from the FADA to ensure the implementation of this policy. The one point I have told, the spreading of the policy awareness to the citizens, and we also request you to come forward and invest in registered vehicle scrapping facilities and automated testing stations. You can also act a channel between the RVSF and the owner of the vehicle to direct the old unfit vehicles to a registered scrapping facility rather than it is going to a unauthorized scrapping system. Next, please. I think this is the last slide. So thank you so much for showing patience and listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful presentation. Now we move to the next part where I would request Mr. Karthik Nagpal, who's the president of Rosmerta, to take over. Now he has propelled Rosmerta Group to more than just road safety solutions. His leadership has taken the high security registration plate vertical to new heights, becoming India's largest and the world's second biggest company in this space. Now, with the commitment to sustainability and an eco-friendly future for all, Mr. Nagpal has steered Rosmerta to excel in cutting-edge vehicle scraping facilities and state-of-the-art plants for manufacturing diesel exhaust fluid. So, without further ado, over to you, sir, as the audience is eager to hear from you.
Good evening, Goelji. Good evening, FADA members. I would like to thank FADA for engaging us in such a wonderful event. It has been FADA, sorry. I would like to thank FADA for engaging us in such a wonderful event. It has been truly enlightening and a very wonderful evening. The dealer community is an important pillar and partner in Rosmerta's growth. We have been serving the Delhi FADA community for more than a decade now, and look forward to an even deeper and mutually beneficial partnership for the next decade to come. Rosmerta's focus on bringing new products and services has always been to find something that can bring a positive impact in the lives of the citizens. The ATS and RVSF are exactly such initiatives where we feel we can have a positive impact by way of improving road safety and sustainability in the mobility sector. And thus, Rosmerta has been an early mover in both industries. The dealership community is a vital cog in the mobility space and will play an important role in promoting both of these efforts in more ways than one. The dealership community can act as a catalyst in promoting the vehicle scrapping initiatives by educating the end customer on the benefits of selling their vehicles to RVSFs and the additional benefits being given by the government via the COD obtained by selling their end-of-life vehicles to the RVSFs. Rosmerta has set up one of the largest RVSFs in India right here in Manesar. It is strategically located in a radius of 75 kilometers of Delhi NCR, and thus we are best placed to serve the RVSF needs of the area. I urge the FADA community to ensure that all ELVs that are taken in are sold only to RVSFs and not to unauthorized scrappers. An automatic testing station, the ATS, uses mechanical equipment and software tools to automate the various tests required to check the fitness of a vehicle, hence avoiding any human intervention and increasing transparency in the process. A majority of the road accidents and fatalities that take place on our highways lead to a socio-economic cost of almost 3% of GDP, besides the 1.6 lakh fatalities leading from such accidents. A robust ATS regime can greatly help in decreasing these numbers by ensuring only roadworthy vehicles are operating on our roads. Rosmata is a pioneer in the ATS initiative, having set up and operated 12 centers with 48 lanes, accounting for almost 90% of the state-of-the-art centers that have been set up by the Government of India till date. We have tested close to 5 lakh vehicles in these centers since inception. Our first center was set up in Nasik and inaugurated by Shri Nitin Gadkari ji in 2015. Setting up an ATS requires knowledge of the equipment supplier base globally, layout designing, software design, and hardware for testing, and additionally the ability to train the operators and shop floor staff. We have a deep understanding and knowledge of setting up and operating the ATSs for almost a decade now. Rosmata's experience, financial stability, and ability to deploy qualified resources make us the partner of choice for anyone looking to set up an ATS. We therefore welcome any dealership looking to collaborate in setting up an ATS. I would like to extend my invitation to all members of the FADA community to visit our RVSF and ATS facilities to get a better understanding of our capabilities. I would like to once again thank the FADA for this wonderful opportunity and look forward to working together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik Nagpal, once again. Now, if you have any questions, because your questions are valuable, so I invite you to share your thoughts, queries, and concerns whatsoever. And don't be shy, so let's have a vibrant exchange of ideas with these two gentlemen sitting on the dais.
My question is to Mr. Goel. You see, if there is only one scrapping station in any city or state, it lends to a lot of monopolistic conditions. How is the valuation of the vehicle done after, in the same year, 2000, let's say a vehicle is 20-year-old, one is badly maintained, one is very well maintained. Who values the vehicle?
We have not restricted that in a city only one RVSF can be there. In fact, many cities we have more than one RVSF, and against that also people are complaining that the viability of RVSF is not there because more than one RVSF have been allowed in that city. As far as the valuation is concerned, the complete activity is in the private domain. So the vehicle is going to be valued by RVSF only. There is no government interference in valuation of that vehicle.
Sir, I have handled RVSF for auto rickshaws almost 10-15 years back. And I may tell you that there is a lot of I would say gambling in the valuation of the vehicle. If there is only one station in the state, then the customer has no choice but to go to there. And that station will value the vehicle irrespective of its actual value. How does the government ensure that the customer who is going to the scrapping yard or the dealer is not taken for a ride?
Let me tell you that there is no state in which only one RVSF is there. The states which are onboarded now, there are multiple RVSF. In fact, in the state like UP, there are more than 15 RVSF now. And the state government has given go ahead to around 39 or 40 RVSF. the RVSF are complaining that state is giving too many licenses. So I don't know how to answer your question because that is not the state of affairs. And in fact, uh, some of the RVSF are complaining that the other, because they are participating in the government vehicle auction, which is being done by the MSTC. So some of the RVSF have been complaining against the other RVSF that they are valuing the vehicle very high and they are taking all the government vehicles in the auction.
So where there are many RVFF, fine. But where there is only one or two, don't you think it will be advisable to have a separate valuation agency?
Valuation agency, government is not going to make provision for the valuation agency. It is up to the RVSF, they will only value the vehicle.
So, good evening, sir. I'll just like to take a clue from sir's question. See, 10 to 15 years back, the RVSFs were working in a non-regulated environment. Today, the RVSFs, the vehicle that they take, it's a video recording which is done. They cannot sell the parts or they cannot open the parts and sell it in the open market. Everything, each and everything which goes into a RVSF has to be scrapped. So irrespective of whether a car is well maintained or not well maintained, it goes to scrap. It has been it's been taken at a value of per kg. There's nothing more in that particular vehicle. So, but taking it further, sir, there've been a lot of vehicles which are there at our dealership, which have been lying since ages, approximately for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Those have been total loss cars or cars which are beyond repair and wherein the customer is not coming to us. We've been sending legal notices to those customers, and for good 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, they've not turned up at our dealership. I would request, since our RVSFs are wanting to take vehicles at their scrappage center, they're actually wanting more vehicles at their scrappage center, and we've got a excess load or we've got our commercial spaces being occupied by these scrappage vehicles. Can there be a system worked out wherein the policy can be framed in by which we can send these vehicles to RVSF in a legal way? That's one. Second, in most of the police stations in our area, we see a lot of accidental cars which get piled up. So there's one vehicle being placed on the second vehicle because they don't have space to park those total loss vehicles or accidental vehicles wherein there are no claimants. So even if probably we can do something on that front also.
So let me clarify you that in our rules we have not specified that the old parts cannot be sold. This is as per the CPCB guidelines. In the CPCB guidelines, there are clearly mentioned that what are the things which are to be destroyed and which are to be scrapped. Other components, they have not mentioned very clearly that what can be done with these equipments because there are hundreds or thousands of parts which come out from a scrap vehicle. So I request you to go through the CPCB guidelines. You will come to know many things. And the second issue is regarding the stored vehicles which are with the dealers. In fact, this problem has so far not come to us. If you detail the problem and come to us, and if you tell us that what are the things which are prohibiting you to hand over these vehicles to the RVSF, then certainly we can come out with some solution for that.
Sure, sir, we'll do it because given a ballpark figure, I think it would be more than 100,000 vehicles tomorrow which can be given it to RVSFs. Every dealership would be having at least 3 to 4 vehicles. And there are they're close to 30,000 outlets across India.
So what are the things which are, stopping you to hand over these vehicles to RVSF?
See, actually,
is it the paucity of documents or?
So it's more of a legal compliance. See, the vehicle is owned by a customer. He's after the vehicle reported at our workshop, he's disappeared because for him the value of collecting the vehicle from our dealership is less than the bill which we're going to raise to him. because we've been storing his vehicle, taking care of his vehicle for last 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. So there are no claimants for those vehicles. And if we go to the court, it takes hell lot of a time. I don't feel anyone would have got any favorable decision. So it keeps on lingering in the court of law. And only thing is, illegally, then we'll have to probably dispose of those vehicles. But then we cannot give it to RVSF. So if there can be any legal time frame wherein we've issued notices to the customer, we've sent them reminders, and there is a particular age of that vehicle, and then no one is coming to claim. Because if we give it to RVSF, at least one thing is assured, that no one is misusing that vehicle and it is being scrapped in a policy ambit, and there is a record to it.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Udit Bagga, dealer from Delhi. My question is for Mr. Nagpal. So, what is the payback period if we set up a RVSF or ATS?
ये क्यों बताएगा नहीं है? I would love to answer.
Whether we should start it as a business or not.
No, see, it's a very tricky question you've asked. If you talk about payback periods and IRRs, I think the ministry has given out some metrics, and those metrics are based on 4, 5, 6, 7 years payback period. But those are made on best case scenarios where the volumes and the capacity utilization is there. Right now, we are not making money either in ATS or RVSF. But still, we are persisting with that because we are very sure that the government's mandate is there for this to be a success. So once you have that confidence in you, and if you are okay to spend some money on experience, that, okay, fine, I will be learning for a couple of years what are the nuances of the business, because no business is profitable from the first year or the second year, right? Once you are steadfast and you understand that you are going to be losing money for a couple of years, because you need to ensure that you are not going to be doing any hanky-panky to earn from the other way, then I suggest you definitely look into it. But if you ask me what is the payback period that I am looking at from an RVSF, I would say that whatever assumptions that we had taken in our business case are out of the window right now. Having said that, I'm very positive that the government, the CM, and the policy makers, including the OEMs, after the EPR comes, there might be a positive momentum towards profitability.
Another question, like besides the land, how much is the capex for both, like individually?
It totally depends on the size. It totally depends on the size. It also depends on where you're setting it up. Because, for example, if you're setting up in a location where the RTO has a lot of commercial vehicles that are registered, then it makes sense. If you're setting it up where there is not too much, for example, if you set it up in the back of Bihon, Chindwara or somewhere else, where the commercial vehicle registration is not there, the vehicle park is not there, then it is not going to make sense. So we can discuss offline whatever other questions you might have.
For any scrapping facility. Now we're talking about, the 100% car need to be scrapped. This is what, there was a contradiction that we were talking about. Goel Saab said, the parts can be sold. The gentleman here was talking about 100% car has to be scrapped actually. The customer gets better value when he sell it outside this facility actually. A lot of people are not aware about this cash deposit certificate, or maybe it is not implemented at most of the places where it is announced, but still it is not being given to the customer. What is the benefit customer gets? He gets more value outside in the car. Had the exchange bonus not there, or the scrapping incentive is not paid by the manufacturer, I'm sure most of the people bring these car which has end of the life kind of a thing to the dealership, because they get little incentive from the manufacturer, as an exchange bonus you call it, or as a scrapping bonus you talk about. Now, how do we get those customers back to our fold? It happens, a lot of customers goes outside our fold.
Presently, it is happening because states are not coming on board. Now, many states have come on board, and if you see the bigger states, we are left with Delhi, of course, they have not implemented yet. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra. See, if you are going to the RVSF channel, the owner of the vehicle is going to get 25% concession in the motor vehicle tax, which is in many states, it is capped, say 40,000 or 50,000 rupees. So if you are going to purchase a vehicle which is costing around 10 lakh rupees, you are going to pay around 1 lakh in the motor vehicle tax. And if you are getting additional benefit of 25,000 rupees, so in my opinion, it's a substantial amount which one can get if he goes through the proper channel. And नहीं अभी बहुत जगह पर हो गया है. अब काफी आप ये मत बोलिए कि काफी जगह पर नहीं है, बट बहुत जगह पर हो चुका है. And 15 states have implemented this. 15 big states have implemented this. And very soon the other states will also come on board. It's a matter of time only. Maybe in 2 months or 3 months, we will have all these major states, they will come on board. The file is already processed and it is stuck at the various levels. So we are trying our level best to persuade those states, to pressurize the states to implement these provisions.
Wow, that was indeed insightful, and I liked how our audiences didn't shy away from asking questions, and I'm glad they were answered by the gentleman sitting here. Now it's time for the felicitation, of course. We'll be felicitating Rosmerta towards the end of the event, but to express our appreciation, we have a felicitation planned for Mr. Paresh Goyal, and for that, I would request Mr. Sandeep Kher to kindly join us on the stage. With the huge round of applause, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sandeep Kher, and he is going to felicitate Mr. Paresh Goyal. Many, many congratulations, and definitely it deserves a photograph.